Okay, I know those folks out on Blab cannot hear me just yet because I have not entered the room. We're going to try something a little different here over at the Nothing Show this morning. I'm broadcasting live out onto 6 different platforms basically at one time. Through Restream.io, I am broadcasting to Ustream, Dailymotion, YouTube Live, Stream Up, and Stream Me. So this is going to be a test, and we're going to see how things go. Just going to basically broadcast through Blab and let you see how a Blab really takes place. So I'm going to get going here in just a minute. I think I may record a hard copy here as soon as we're ready. So we're going to get going in about 2 minutes. I'm just waiting for the folks in the room to be ready. And then I'm going to do a quick intro video clip for the folks out on Blab, and that is going to be something that will probably be cut out of the final video that I do here. Going to probably record both on my computer and with the YouTube live stream that's recorded. I'll use both of those in post-production as B-rolls that I can put together into a final product that I can repurpose in any way I see fit. So just wanted to see how much CPU and memory usage I was going to be using here. My bandwidth is good. Everything seems to be on the roll. And we're going to get this thing started in just a second. So can't see how many people are actually in the room. Just wanted to see how many people, and you can follow the chat feed that's going down. Basically, this Blab interface is a 4-seat platform that allows people to sit in here and converse together in real time, along with a real-time chat that takes place on the right side of this display. It's shareable through Twitter and Facebook and can be embedded on any website. You'll see here in just a minute, I'm going to go full screen. Let me do this real quick before I forget. I want to hide this taskbar. There we go. Okay, we got people coming in now. I want to make sure that I have a full screen that's available to me so that you don't see all my icons and such that are going on in the background. I may have to flip screen every now and then just so you guys can see what I'm doing. Now I'm a little off on the time computer wise, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. This is the platform I'm using to broadcast out, which is Restream. So right now we're still connecting to YouTube Live. We're still connecting to Stream.me. We are online on Dailymotion, Stream Up, and Ustream. So I'm just going to wait a couple more seconds until we get those final connections out there on YouTube and Stream Me. That's on Restream's end. It's not on my end. So basically you can see the feed that's coming through Restream here. And that's being broadcast out to all the channels below. It doesn't cost me a dime and saves me a whole ton of bandwidth. So let me check my YouTube channel here. And we'll see whether or not we've got a feed loading up over there yet. Okay, looks like we're live now. It still shows it as connecting on Restream. And if I refresh this page, we might find that it still says connecting, but I see a live now stream over at Best at Live. So see what's going on here in just a second. Okay, it is 11 o'clock. Let's get this party started, shall we? Okay. There we go. right then. I am coming in right now, folks. Hey, everybody. How are you doing this morning? Welcome to the show. This is Leland Best, and this is The Nothing Show. So, obviously, sometimes we have nothing to talk about. Other times, we've got lots of stuff to talk about. So, I'm doing something a little different today. The seats are open. If anyone would like to jump in, feel free. This is an open forum. This is not a closed blab where I just sit here and stare at you and start talking. Although, if you're not ready for that just yet, I'd be more than happy to go ahead and proceed with what we have going. Like I said, when I say I'm doing something a little bit different today, I'm trying. Good morning, Deborah. How are you this morning? Good morning, Barb. Nice to see you here. Ricardo, welcome to the room. I Drive On Demand, and Tommy, nice to see you too. And of course, Grammy, I see you in the crowd. You were one of the first ones in the seats this morning, so thanks so much for coming by. Come on in, Grammy. What's going on? I want to say hi to my favorite artists here. Anyone else that would like to come on in, feel free to join. I hear you, but I don't see you yet.
Okay.
There you are. All right. How's my sound, by the way, this morning? Is it okay?
You sound gorgeous. I don't know what you did, but it's beautiful.
Well, thank you. You're choking up just a little bit on your sound right now. I'm not sure what's going on there. If that's me taking the feed.
No, I'll fix it.
Can you try a refresh real quick and see what we get there? Let's just do that. Jump out and jump back in, and we'll see. Does anyone else having sound issues with Grammy here? Okay, it is.
Okay, first of all, how's that? Is that better?
It sounds like Deborah says it's scratchy. No, go ahead and do a full refresh and see whether or not everything recorrects itself. That's typical of Blab sometimes. And that is one thing that we tend to forget at times is it's not always our sound and our video that are causing issues here on this platform. Sometimes it's just Blab, and we have to deal with that. We had an issue the other day. It was between Barb and Dawn and I, actually, or Deborah and I, that we were in a room and we kept getting this weird humming in the background. It was almost like, what would you call it? How would you describe that? It was kind of strange. It was like this weird buzzing in the background, but it was constantly there. All right, try it again, Grammy. What you got?
2468. Who do we
Much
appreciate?
better.
Leland. Leland. Yay.
That sounds a lot better. Okay, so let me give you guys an idea what I'm up to today. I'm kind of playing games with Blab and tricks on Blab a little bit, and you're going to see you won't be able to see my screen per se. I'm going to see if I can do this in just a short moment's time. Well, actually, you're not going to be able to. The only way you're going to be able to see this is in the post. I'm actually running on 5 platforms today. Okay. Six if you include Blab. So I'm broadcasting out in a little different way. Now, you guys have seen others broadcast out to several different platforms, and yet they're not sitting with, like you, Grammy, where we're here conversing back and forth in a Blab, and I'm not conversing with the folks over here in the chat, and I don't have access to the drop-in feature and things like that. So what I'm actually doing, and again, you won't be able to see this, but if you were to go to restream.io, you may be able to find my channel out there under Leland Best. I'm broadcasting to an interface, and I'm showing this to the people who are watching me on any other feeds right now, and you'll see this in the post-production. It's basically a capture of the screen that you guys see right now within Blab. So the people out there on Daily Motion, Ustream, StreamUp, Stream Me, and YouTube Live are all able to see the chat as you guys talk and chat on the right side. They're able to witness the questions that pop up on the left side. They're able to watch the videos that I drop into the drop-in feature. Now, one thing I may run into when I do this is if I drop in a copyrighted video, YouTube may tag my video on the post-production and say, hey, you've got some copyrighted information. But Grammy, you were here last week when I showed Jamie Orr's video. Of her in the car with her little cell phone video that she did. And by the way,
she's so excited.
Yeah, and she's my guest next Wednesday, by the way, at 12 p.m.
Oh, good.
We're moving the show ahead an hour to accommodate her schedule. And I may be changing my schedule up a little bit anyway in the nearest future just to get a little better time slot. It's either going to be like 12 noon or Grammy, like you mentioned, maybe 7 p.m. So that's where I'm headed right now. But what we're looking at is the fact that now the recording from the drop-in will get recorded on my live stream. It will be shown on my live stream. Whether I'm infringing on any issues at the moment, I have not fully determined. I know in that video we did last week, YouTube tagged me, but it was kind of a polite email that they sent me. And I should probably read it to you guys. It was kind of funny. It was like, oh, we saw you have some copyrighted material because rumble.com decided to let us know that you have this copyrighted material in your video, but it's okay. This is a nice letter. We're not here to bother you. We just want to let you to know that they're going to monetize the ads on your video for that particular show. And I'm like, okay, that's fine with me.
No, wait. What does that mean? They're going to monetize the ads.
They will get any ads that show up on that video will be monetized for rumble.com, the owners of the copyright material. So it's basically
right, rather than you.
Yeah, I won't be able to monetize that particular video myself, but it's not a strike against my account because they allowed the content to remain in my video. So it's a good win-win kind of way because I get to produce the content, I get to use someone else's video that was a good quality video, and then I move on from there, and I don't need to make any effort. So yeah, and we'll probably show that video again while we have Jamie here, and she may sing for us. I don't know. We've got some things going on. I'm going to have Q the Brand here as my co-host next Wednesday. So she's going to help me out in the background, and actually she'll be here on screen with me. So, well, hello, Renee. I haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you. And Mark, Kevin, Laura, all of you, thanks for coming by today. I'm going to show a little video this morning. Lots been going on in the last few days. And I don't know if... and I'm not going to get into the depth of it. I'm not going to get deep into the personal issues that are taking place between some relevant blabbers and, you know, live streamers and things like that. It happens all the time. I mean, obviously personalities clash, and I think you know that, Grammy. There's constantly a little bit of tension when it comes to live broadcasting because people get in disagreements. You know, they don't always agree on things. I'm going to post a video, and it's going to play for about 2 minutes. It's not anything major, and I'm not focused. Please, for anyone that watches this live or is watching this out there now, this is not directed at any particular individuals. This video is not meant as a means of vindication or vendettas or video replies or anything like that. But I showed this to some individuals. Yes, go ahead.
You're still off the record.
Oh, that's fine. I'm broadcasting and recording myself. Otherwise, I'm recording on YouTube Live.
All the other, okay.
Yep, that's fine. And I should probably do this with the recording here also, but we'll get that going in just a second. And I want to try that out. So let's do that. Now that you've mentioned it, and thank you, by the way, Grammy, for doing that, because that would be what a perfect co-host would do for the host. And so you are obviously going to be my co-host now because I'm going to have to give you that credit. And I'm going to put you in that co-host position for being such a wonderful co-host. So now I
learn from the best.
Hey, we did it. We do what we can do. So now I have Grammy as my co-host because she identified the fact that I hadn't started recording. I'm going to start recording. All right, here we go. So now we're recording on Blab. I'm not going to tell you guys you have to share this out at all. That's your choice. That is one thing, but let me do this. See, now I always remember, or I always forget that now that we have this feature again, we can kind of do something we used to play around with a lot in the chat, and that is one of these things here. So if you feel like tweeting it out, go ahead, tweet it out. If you guys haven't tried this once or twice yourselves already, if you remember these from back in the day, we used to post these Giphies in the comment section. Well, you can do it in the drop-in feature, too. It's something that not a lot of people think about anymore. But the way we do that is you have to have hosting. And I use my own hosting. My hosting is a secure-based hosting. So I have this located under lelandbest.com. And it's basically under HTTPS security, an SSL or secure socket layer. So this allows this Blab feature to be brought in like this. And it is better for the audience because it doesn't, you're right, Barb, it doesn't interfere with the comments that are taking place in the chat section. It doesn't jump in front of people's, notations and things like that. And it's kind of off to the side. So it helps. The video I want to show you, though, is something that was put together by some Navy SEALs. And I know there's a couple folks here in the chat who have already seen this, and it was maybe under a little different pretense. But regardless. I want everybody to watch this video for one particular reason and one particular reason alone, and that is because I have seen so much contention recently out here on Blab. There's a lot of disagreement. There's a lot of opinions flying around. Everybody's got to have their own opinion. Everybody has a right to their own opinion, but people don't have the right to force their opinion on others. And I'm just, like I said, I'm generalizing here. So again, if people hear this and they think I'm directing it at them, I'm not, okay? It brought up a big topic of discussion recently. It brings to light some things that all of us have to consider when it comes to ourselves, our personality, who we are and what we do as individuals. And I think this kind of sums it up really well. So I'm going to give you guys a 2-minute video. These are a couple of Navy SEALs discussing a topic that's very important. We'll go from there.
One of the things that's really important in extreme ownership is being able to check.
If you can't hear it, use your own volume control to turn it up.
To admit and own those mistakes so that you can overcome them and accept constructive criticism.
Yeah, when I get asked, what makes somebody fail as a SEAL leader, 99.9% of the time, it doesn't have anything to do with their physical skills or their mental toughness. What it has to do with is the fact that the person is not humble enough to accept responsibility when things go wrong, accept that there might be better ways to do things, and they just have a closed mind. They can't change. And that's what makes a person fail as a leader. Obviously, ego is something that drives people. It's something that pushes people to do better. That competitive spirit, which in the SEAL teams we absolutely have with each other, whether we're going for a run or going on a pistol range, everything is competitive all the time. And that's ego driving you. You want to win. Where ego becomes the enemy is when their ego gets too big. And now they can't take criticism. They can't make any changes because they believe that their way of doing things is the best. And worse of all, they can't take ownership when mistakes happen. So instead, they just point the finger at other people, whether it's down the chain of command and say, well, my guys didn't execute it right, that's why we failed, or even up the chain of command. They'll say, oh, my boss didn't give me the support I needed, so it's their fault that I failed. With extreme ownership and that mentality, you get control of your ego, and you say, listen, regardless of where that problem came from, it's my responsibility to get it solved. So if my guys didn't do what I wanted them to do down the chain of command, that means I didn't give them the guidance, the training, the parameters. They didn't understand the mission well enough. All those are my fault. And if I didn't get the support from up the chain of command, well, that's my fault as well. I didn't educate my boss. I didn't explain to them what we needed. I didn't influence them to make the right decisions to support what we were doing. Even the enemy, I can't blame the enemy if we get caught off guard. That means we weren't ready enough.
What that actually does is allows you to not only own problems, but own solutions. No leader has it all figured out. And you can't do it all yourself. You got to rely on other people. So you got to ask for help. You got to empower the team. And you got to be able to accept constructive criticism. When things do go wrong, when bad things happen, you got to be able to take ownership of them. If you can't take ownership, you got to be weeded out of the organization.
Okay. So I'm going to let that video just
keep going.
Let it go for a minute because there's people that are still listening.
That was good.
And go ahead.
Who's thinking this is aimed at them?
And again,
I'm looking at that.
That's why I'm
that's
not
talking right to you.
No, and that's what it's meant to do. And that's why I'm not going to point. I'm not pointing fingers at any. I'm not mentioning any names. There's not going to be a single discussion about what provoked me to post this video today. Because it's not any one individual. I've seen it across the board out here on Blab for the last several weeks, that there has been a lot of ego-driven content. There's been a lot of ego in Blabs. There's been a lot of contention in Blabs. So I just want people to understand that if we want to show ourselves as leaders in this community, if we want to be somebody that's trying to promote our business as a brand somebody wants to like, know, and trust, then we ought to be able to accept the constructive criticism that comes along with it. I know I'm going to get all kinds of criticism when I produce a show. So, it goes out and people watch it, and I'm either going to get a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And I hope when people have a thumbs down that they're going to come to me and say, you really blew it on that show. You should have considered where you were going with that. And that's why my content is not delivered here on Blab in a structured format. I don't want a script. I don't want to come out here and tell people what I'm doing for them. I want people to tell me what I can do for them. It's kind of the other way around. I want to become a service-oriented individual and I always have been. I shouldn't say I need to become one.
Yes.
That's been my entire business structure all my life. So that's what I'm here to do, is ask people, what would you like to see the show become? What would you like me to provide as a call to action? What would you like me to do for you behind the scenes when I'm done with this show? So that's really where I'm headed with this. Barb, Dawn, all the folks, Deborah, all the folks out here that understand me for who I am. I'm not here to intimidate. I'm not here to push people's buttons. I just want to come out here and enjoy the company that I get. And I think for a while I was a little out of sync with that. And I felt driven to do a certain type of content out here, and I don't want that to be my driving force. I want the people I'm involved with that I like to associate with to help form ideas and then promote and instigate and come up with solutions for those ideas. It makes a much better ending, to the whole proposition. So what have you got going on today, Barb, or not Barb, Grammy? I was looking over at the side and I saw someone else's name. And
I had a really great blab last night. Did a
I missed
painting
it, I'm sorry.
demonstration, live paint. Oh, that's okay. But it was one of those. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! And then it got done, and I'm like, and then today I am booked solid on screen for what am I thinking? Anyway, I was listening to listen here. Let me try. I've got an echo.
You know what? It might be. Let me turn my speakers down a little bit. You're probably getting a little bit of you're probably getting a little bit of feedback from me. Now my mic doesn't broadcast in from this side, but sometimes if I got my speakers up too loud, you can hear that. So I can always put my headphones on.
Anyway, so I was with Jonathan this morning, and then I knew that I wanted to come in here and hear you. And at 11 o'clock, I've got a Zoom that I'm going to with Coach Jenny, and then after that, I'm co-hosting with Renee for her kitchen show at noon, then and so my Wednesdays just suddenly turned into this big block of padump.
That's and you know what? I just have to tell the crowd out there who might not know you that well, Grammy Donnie, that when I met Grammy, when she first came out here on Blab, she was an artist in the making. Well, she was already an artist, but she came out here going, how in the hell am I supposed to do this stuff? What am I doing out here and why? And, I've watched her grow and become one of the most enlightened people out here on Blab, who is out here doing a cooking show with Renee, who's also in the crowd today. She's out here doing her own artist show now, doing paintings on Blab, and she's always around to help and jump in as a co-host on other people's shows, like she did here today for me. So, Donnie, it's been a pleasure watching you grow and come to this point where you're just having a ball and you're creating a business and a personality out here on live streaming. So, good for you. Great job.
You're sweet. Thanks. But honestly, Leland's one of the very first people that ever helped me. I'm like, and he's like, just DM me and I'll fix it. And he did.
We talked. We talked on the phone for about an hour that first day we met, and it went well. And I know there were things that I was probably in one state of mind and you were in another, and you were looking for things to do with your blog, and you found what you needed. So that's great. I'm glad that you did that. And now from here moving forward, it's nothing but the sky being the limit. So that's great. What really goes from there. And Renee, you're a great kind of helper too. Renee offered me a gift a while back. And I don't have it here in front of me. I wish I did. I could go get it, but I would take away from the show. It was an infinity necklace that she sent my wife and I, because she felt that our connection as a husband and wife invoked her to make this creation. And it's simply an infinity symbol, and that's made out of silver, right, Renee? I assume that's how you hammered that out. And she put it on a rope chain and sent it to me. It was free of charge, and because Renee also develops jewelry on the side besides her cooking show. Fine silver and it is a hemp necklace. Awesome, I love it. So it's been one of those great experiences with you two, Grammy and Renee, together, and I'm glad to see you two are still working together so much. So, all right.
Yeah.
Let me just throw Roy's comment out here. This is an FYI for everybody, it looks like. I hope that everyone is now aware that you can sign into Blab with Facebook. So tell your friends who didn't want a Twitter account. Well, that's news to me, Roy, so thanks for that information. As if anyone else didn't know that, now we can tell our folks to come on out here and put it up through Facebook. That's an awesome way to go. I see we got a few people in the crowd here, folks, and let me just give those who don't know the format of my show a little bit of backdrop on how this works. The Nothing Show is just that. Let's make something of it. I don't come here with a script. I come here impromptu. I don't expect to talk to you for an hour flat and tell you what my ambitions and dreams and business propositions are. I will offer that stuff toward the end of the show. If you want to know how to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me at lelandbest.com. But I will also give you some other incentives as we move down the line. I'm one of those that believes in budget broadcasting. I'm not here to build a huge platform. I just want to be able to get my message out. So if you want to learn how to do that yourselves, you can get a hold of me after the fact. But what I'd like to do is get anyone that has a topic of discussion, throw some things out in the chat. Let me know what you want to talk about today, because that's how we do things around here. I want this to be organic. I want it to be something that spins off from one comment to the next, so that if somebody has something to say about it and has an opinion about it, they can voice that opinion, and then they can come back in and make some comments. Or if we decide it's getting off track, then we can change the topic up and go into another topic of discussion. So that's how it works. Multiple niches online is what Muhammad Abshan, is it, I believe. And if you can just get Abdul, okay. Let me just get a little more from what you're saying there. I run multiple niches online myself, and I could probably show you a couple of them here. This might help for folks to get a concept of, and they should show up in this feed. It'll just be in the lower window. This is one of the sites that I run. It's called, I guess it's not going to show it, is it? Now you can click on that
Leland,
and view it. Go ahead.
Did you say that you have to be coming from a secure server in order for those links to show up in the drop-in?
For the GIFs, I believe you do. Not for a website. Okay. Now, why it's giving me a default page there without showing the actual content, it could be because this is a bootstrap site that has a little different build than a standard WordPress site. So you will have to click the click to view button yourselves, I believe, to see that content. Okay. No, it says my connection's not private. So looks like radar.com. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Well, now we learn. That's how we usually figure this out, right?
That's how we learn.
That's right. I have to get back to my content here. Hold on one second, folks. It opened up a white screen for me, so any of those folks out there on the live streaming platforms, you probably saw me go blank. It was only because I dropped a link inside. If you go to radar.com, that little link that you saw down there, you should be able to find one site. I also run several others. One of them is a site that I used to be involved with as a B2B, which was as a auto detailer. My son-in-law owns several chains of a auto detail shop called Carsmatology. If you're on my Facebook page or in my Facebook friends, you've probably seen some links to some pretty fancy cars that I shoot out every now and then. He sold off one of the branches to a company I was managing for him for a while to my wife and myself, and we ran it for about 2 years to all the local dealerships in the area. Out of an old do-it-yourself car wash building that we enclosed ourselves. Now, yeah, these websites aren't going through. So bestautodetailer.com is another. You can take a look at that. And that's using a site called Fresh Site Builder. And I am also an affiliate with Fresh Site Builder. So if you want to get some information on how you can build a site like Best Auto Detailer, or check out another one which is called Best at Mobile. This is another site that I run, and it should show up in place of that one. So those, and I'm just giving you these. I'll put them in the chat. It'll be a lot easier for you guys to find them. I don't think those links are working at all. Am I correct? And if they aren't, so here's one. All right, let's not even do that. This is another. This is my radar site. There's another one I'm working on right now. This is angelsandthings.com. Let me think if I know I've got a bunch of them. One of my bigger sites, which is where I'm primarily based out of. This is one that I created originally to teach people about affiliate marketing and how they can build their own websites and produce affiliate programs for others. I have several trainings on that site for free. You can get into my 4-step training, which is through the main branch of the base that I work out of, which is Wealthy Affiliate. But there's also a newsletter there down the sidebar on Megabit Affiliate, which is a 10-day business builder training package that I've put together. It lasts a full 20 days, actually, because you get an email every 2 days, which steps you through the entire process of what it takes to build a WordPress site, to get your affiliate programs up and running, the ways that you can promote those sites and build an email list, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, I'm more than happy to work with people who have sites already to help rework their sites a little bit and promote them in a little different. I'll at least evaluate them for you. If you want to get some time with me, you can simply go out to lelandbest.com. I have a calendar scheduled there where you can just pick pick 3 good times for yourself so that I can fit them into my schedule one way or another, the one that works best for me, and then I can come get in touch with you. I give a free 15-minute consultation anytime that you need it. So if you want to get a half hour, an hour of my time, it will cost you, but that's something that we usually establish as a means going forward. I don't have a set rate on my website as to what you would have to pay me, so I don't work that way. It's more or less based on necessity and where you're at and what you have to get done. So I would rather look at what it is you're trying to do and help you get it done, and a lot of times I tend to do it anyway. You know, Grammy, you sat on the phone with me for over an hour, and I wasn't about to charge you a penny. It was like, why would I do that? That would have been wrong. So I hope you guys get a little bit of an idea through those websites what you can do out here. The Best Auto Detailer and Best at Mobile are both Amazon affiliate-based websites. They are structured in such a way that you can import the data from Amazon. You can import the Amazon reviews that come with the website. You can create your own reviews, and you can also create your own posts along with it. Now, it's a little harder to structure a website like that because it has to be built onto a hosting platform first. It's not like a simple push and play WordPress upload where you just start a quick WordPress site, and you actually have to use the builder. It's very easy to do. You take a zip file and dump it on your host, and you unzip it, and then you basically configure it the way you want it. You design it, you detail it, and then you start importing products off of Amazon. And if you go to, let me get you a fresh store link, because there is a free trial. You guys can play around with. Let me just go get a bit.ly link for you. And this is something anyone can look into at any time. Yeah, it's bit.ly.fsb-free. Let's do it this way. This is something that if you wanted to see what it's all about, you can take a look there. That's how I built those 2 sites. They do offer a free trial where you can get out there and try it out, and then if you don't like it, forget it. You know, it doesn't cost you a dime if that's what you want to consider doing. Excuse me, but I am about to sneeze. I can feel it, so I'm going to mute myself here.
Oh dear. Bless you.
It didn't want to come out. It was right there, but it didn't want to come out. So, yeah, I'm just out here, and I'm not here just to pitch a sale. So I want to see, did I see anything else pop up? You know, we've covered some niches there, Abdul, so I hope that helps. I'm waiting for the sneeze to come, Grammy, so it's going to be, woo. Wow, that's crazy. Look at the light. Does that work? It makes you squint.
Yes, that is.
Oh man, now I can't see.
Bright light.
Jeez, I got those. I got those new LED lights, the bulb lights for LED. And I'll tell you what, folks, if you guys have not purchased LED lights for your home yet, and this is to go change the topic up because that's what we do here.
There we go.
Go buy some. I swear to God, if you were to go to Home Depot right now, Philips and a few other brands are out there. You can buy a 4-pack for about $8. Sometimes they're a little bit cheaper. Actually, I think they're about $2 a bulb. And I could probably, I'm gonna see now. The thing is, I can reach in here and grab it because it's not hot. Okay, this is the LED bulb. This is what they look like right now. They get a little warm on the ceramic end of things, but this plastic piece here does not get hot at all. And it's very bright. It's a very bright light. They come in several different shades. You know, you have the outdoor and the soft white and things like that. And I'll have a heck of a time getting this back in the lamp over here, but All right.
I use an all spectrum light in my studio so that I get so I can see true colors on my artwork.
Oh, good.
I've got my overhead's all spectrum, and I've got one that is specific to. I've got a desk lamp on my art table.
Yeah.
I can't move around without them.
Oh, that was another one I wanted to show you guys. Here's another site that I built. And this is something you guys might get a kick out of. and I recommend anyone that's a brand-driven personality that loves brand names. I'm an off-brand kind of guy. I'm a generic kind of guy. I'm not big on having to have a name brand in my home, but there's a lot of people who love name brands. I don't know if you've seen what Amazon has created recently. They're called, that should be Dash Buttons. I'm sorry. I screwed that up. That site's not going to work, is it? Well, let me see. Is that the right link? I better check. Hey, what's this pin thing? I can pin a comment now, and I can open a comment too. What is this? This is a new feature I've never seen. You guys seeing this?
Yes, no, it's a host thing. It's a host thing, Leland.
Where am I pinning it? Where am I pinning it?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
It's not pinning anywhere. There's an open. Oh, I opened it. Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't Dash Button. It's Dash Buttons with an S. So if there's a link there, I can actually open the link. That's pretty cool. All right, let me pin this and see if it works with a website. No, pinning's not doing anything. Yeah, the other. Oh, that's what it does. Okay, now I get it. So, Grammy, if you put a link over in the comments section,
drops it.
It drops it in the drop-in feature for you. There's a little pop-up that shows up. I wish you guys could see this, and I really can't show you. I could if I got really crazy, but you'd get an infinity effect when I came over to this screen. So I'm not going to do that to all you. That drives me nuts when I see that infinity depth within the cameras. Yeah, the first one wouldn't load, Tommy, because I didn't add the S to it. Amazon just opened up this to a full 100 buttons now. It's kind of a unique little thing, and if you go to the page there, let me play. Maybe I can play the video for you. They're kind of cool. And I know I'm bouncing around from lights to dash buttons, but it was all based on branding that I got to this point. Let me get over to where I want to show you this, because there's a pretty cool little video, and it's on that page, but I'd rather you guys all see it at once when we do this. That way there's no question as to what's going on here. All right, it's only a minute long video. Well, there's actually, yeah, this is the one I'd rather use here. So let me get a link to this, and we'll show you what this is. So I'm going to try this new feature here. I'm going to drop it into the chat so you can save this for yourselves for later, because you can't see it when I drop it in the drop-in feature. And now I'm going to use the pin it feature, which I have here, when I wave over it on my end, and it drops right in the drop-in. What do you know? Here we go. This is an Amazon dash button.
Don't let running out ruin your rhythm. Introducing the Amazon Dash button for Prime members, a simple way to reorder the important things you always run low on so you'll never run out. Set it up to order what you want, then press it when you're running low. Get an order alert on your phone so it's easy to cancel if you change your mind. And with Prime shipping, you'll get new products delivered to your door before you run out and never miss a beat.
Cool.
That is so fantastic.
Prime members, request your Amazon Dash button today.
Yeah, it makes me want a coffee, though.
Yeah.
Now they started out with 29 buttons, and just recently Amazon announced that they now have 100 brands on board. And it's not as though when you push this button, obviously, if you go to my website, dashbuttons.xyz, you will see on the info page on how these work at each button's level. And I have 71 buttons to add to my site now because Amazon opened up the doors to all these other brands. What you'll find, I'm going to go back to the big screen here. What you'll find is there are several different products under that brand that you can assign to the buttons. Now, there's actually, so if you have like the Tide button, it doesn't have to be a box of Tide delivered to your door. You can tell it to bring you the tablets or the drop-ins or any other Tide product that you want it to send to your door. That when you push that button, it goes through your Wi-Fi. It sends the order to Amazon. You confirm it on your phone. A lot of people freaked out. They're like, "Oh yeah, the kid's going to be pushing the button over and over and over and over and over, and I'm going to have 10 boxes sitting outside my door tomorrow." No, you confirm the orders on your cell phone. And then they show up 2 days later because you would normally be a Prime member if you have this type of product delivery going on. Yeah, I think, Yuri, for paper towel products like toilet paper and such, I think it's kind of funny. You're sitting there, they show one ad where they show an empty roll of toilet paper with the Cottonelle button next to it. It's like, okay, we're out of toilet paper. I wish it would get here in like 3 seconds, but maybe we'll have to wait 2 days.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so they combine this with the doing the droid helicopter thing delivery, and you'll start getting instant deliveries.
Yeah, you could pretty much. They'll be ahead of each other. And I don't know if you've seen that droid delivery thing. Have you seen how that works? They give you a little landing pad. They give you a landing pad that you have to take out to your yard, and you throw it in the yard, and the drone is able to locate your landing pad because it's barcoded or it's hard coded, and then it lands in your yard and then takes off again. Obviously, there's a lot of drone catchers out there, though, that I'm concerned. There's going to be a lot of hillbillies out there shooting nets in the air and blasting them out of the sky, but that's just how they are. They tend to be that way. And Renee, I think you have a good point. It's hard to say, though. I watched that video, and I see where some locations like your pantry and under your sink and near your coffee pot are some great places to put those buttons. But of course, if you wanted, you could have one big rack of them inside your pantry where, okay, I'm out of this, and this. But I think the idea of having them next to where you normally store stuff is a good idea, because then you see it gone and you go, okay, it's gone. Boom, you push the button. You don't forget to go back to the closet and push a button. Whether it's going to enhance your decor or not is another question. You just got to be.
Listen,
Go ahead.
I've got a whiteboard on my hanging on my wall, and it's in my living room because that's the central room in the house. And whenever we need something, we write the list is on the whiteboard. And I have the hardest time going from the kitchen up the stairs into the living room, write something down. I say, oh, I'll write that down later, and then I never do.
Yeah.
And so it's like, but yeah, I would absolutely love to have something in my kitchen where I go, okay, add this to the list, add this to the list. Yeah. I think it's beautiful. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And it's been a matter of controversy since last year. These buttons have been around since like last April or May, I think it was. And a lot of people dogged
I've not seen them before.
Yeah, a lot of people dogged
Never
them
seen
for
it before.
a while. And that's why I built the site, because I felt it was something not a lot of people knew about. And I've been promoting that site. If you're getting echo, it's not over here.
Try muting.
Just muting us. Mute one of us or the other.
Yeah.
And then it should go away. So there you go. All right, it's fixed. And I did put my headphones on just in case people are getting echo from my speakers, but it shouldn't be a big deal. So what else we got? Do we have any other questions over there, Graham?
No, so Renee wants to know, is that your affiliate site that you listed for us?
Yes,
Dash Buttons XYZ?
XYZ is a site that I built myself, and I intend on adding the other 71 buttons to that site in the nearest future. You can use Facebook Live.
Oh, check out Amazon Echo.
Oh, that's what she's talking. Yes, I would like to see that too. That Amazon Echo, if you guys haven't seen that, that's a pretty cool thing. It's a voice-activated Siri type device where you say, "Echo, would you please tell me what the weather is?" And she sits in the middle of your kitchen or your living room and tells you what's going on. She can order things for you also. She tells you the weather and all that other stuff. One of those gadgets I don't feel I need in my home. I have enough electronics.
No, but Amazon will set you up so that you can order anything anywhere just because it's Amazon and they want your money.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people don't like the idea of brands pushing the envelope of who should buy what. But honestly, in my book, if you like Tide and you like Cottonelle and you like all these brand name products, more power to you. That's what you want to buy. That's what you like. I prefer some certain brands over others. But like nowadays, I don't buy Dawn dishwashing liquid. No offense, Donnie. But I get it from the dollar store now. Now, I don't know if any of you folks out there are familiar with a product called LA Awesome. If you have a Dollar Tree store in your area, I'm sure most of you do. Dollar Tree's a pretty well-known place nowadays, and Dollar General is the other one that carries it. There's a product out there called LA Awesome, okay? There's both a degreaser product, and now they have a dishwashing product, and some of them also contain the oxidizer, the OxiClean product in bulk. It's a very low modulated surfactant, which means they have tiny little modules within the surface, and its ability to remove grease is incredible. When we ran our auto detail shop, I wouldn't buy the ZEP product or the automotive detail product degreasers that are on the market that run like $60 for 5 gallons. I would go to the dollar store and buy $1 bottles and fill a shopping cart basically full of these $1 bottles of LA Awesome and take them back to the shop because they cleaned better than any other product I could pay $100 a gallon for, honestly. So that's where I went with that. So I recommend that highly for anybody out here who shops at Dollar Tree. Go get the LA Awesome products. I don't care what they sell. Buy any one of them. That's the only place you can buy them is at the dollar store. They will not sell the product in a retail format. So let's cover a couple things that have gone through. Can you tell me if there's another platform that's community-driven like Blab? And this was Grammy to Tommy. There are some more, I'm sure, on the way, Grammy. I haven't. There are several like this. These come off of a platform. Let me put it this way. If you go to, and I'm showing myself on the live stream in a little different way than you guys are seeing, talkbox.com, I believe, is how that comes out. I brought this up in another Blab recently. Should show up in the window a little bit. Yeah. If you go to that particular site, that will be, okay, there you go. There's featurebeat.com. Oh, what do you got? Oh, we'll have to check that out, Barb. Thanks. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, that's Facebook Live in the groups. Awesome. They haven't given me Facebook Live yet. How many people here have Facebook Live right now? Give me a 1 in the chat if you do.
As far as I know, it's Apple iOS only.
Well, and they were supposed to take it global across the board last month, and I haven't seen that. That was announced this morning.
Really?
That's awesome. That's cool. So only a couple people here out of the 12 that are in the room have Facebook Live right now that have answered anyway. I haven't had it yet, and it could be the fact that I have several fan pages. One that I changed the name of and linked to several times. So I'm not sure if that one will even ever get access. I know it had to be a verified page at one point in order to get it. It's on your timeline, pages, and events. Okay, cool. I will save that. I'm going to open that up on another link right now, so I have it. Well, I better save it. See, now it gets in the way, though, Donnie. When you go to get on a link, you can't just, like, right-click.
Yes, you can't.
You can't copy it like you used to.
Nope.
Ooh, that's aggravating. I'm going to be talking to some people now. But sometimes I just like to right-click it and
grab the link,
paste it somewhere in a text file and have it for later. All right. And Renee, okay, that was her question earlier. But what I was getting with the TalkBox thing, this is the platform that Blab is based on. Okay, this is out of the box. This Blab is not its own derivative. It's not something that they created from scratch. It's a combination of several different platform production features. You know, the IRC chat on one side is obviously something different than most IRCs because normally you can embed an IRC into another page somewhere. Because of the way Blabs are generated with a single link to every show, they can't really embed that type of feature just yet. Although I find that difficult to believe. I just think they've been reluctant to do so. That's been their excuse. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know of several other live streaming platforms out there, which I'm broadcasting to right now, that all have individual chat feeds that I could literally, and I didn't do this morning, which I'm kind of sad to say I didn't, folks. So I apologize to all those streamers out there or stream watchers out there who are watching me on other platforms. I'm about to fire up something here. I want you guys to all go check this out if you're streamers who like to broadcast to different platforms, and there may not be any here at all, but if you go to restream.io /chat, and I'm going to get this. I was going to fire it up, but I might have to wait a minute because my little bar is not going down, so I'm going to shrink my window. This is where I get involved with trying to do this out to all these platforms, and I'm dealing with the repercussions. So restream.io just do that first. And then if you go to the restream.io/chat, you'll see a chat program that they just developed that allows you to watch all your streams at one time in one box, so that you can follow all the different streamers that are following you and chatting on different sites. So that'll give you an idea of some of the capabilities.
Is that like a chat box on steroids?
It is. It's basically a way, and I'll do a blab on it at some point in the near future, because I intend to do one on what I'm doing here, and I had to test it first. You guys are all guinea pigs today. I apologize for putting it that way, but I thought I would try this out. So I'd like to see if anyone else would like to come out. And Grammy, can you see if you can close that box out? I can't seem to close it now that I've dropped it in there.
Talk box?
Yeah. I'm not sure if we're
No, it doesn't want to go.
All right, let me see if I open it and then come back to it, maybe it'll let me close it. Oh, they broke it. Jeez, oh Pete's. Because I tried to put your question back in there and it would not let me. Let me try opening the seat. Yeah, we have a bug. All right, let me see if I can get Jason in here for a second.
All right.
This is what you have to do. All right, Barb, come on in. You want to let her in for me, Grammy?
Sure.
Thank you, dear.
Because we love Barb.
Right,
now, here's the question. Is it Barb, or is it, somebody else who's pretending to be Barb?
Oh, no.
It's somebody else.
Right?
It's Barb! Yay!
Different hair today.
Hello, Barbara.
Well, this is exciting news. There's all kinds of trending news on this social media front today.
Nice.
I think it's just awesome that you can now sign up for Blab with Facebook.
Absolutely.
That's
yeah, I called Jason in.
And wasn't it perfect that we changed the name of our group? I mean, 24 hours. We're on the right path.
I saw that this morning.
Agree.
Yeah.
All about positive energy, folks.
Yeah, that's how it works. I mean, sometimes things go awry and they turn and go in other directions. So.
It's a true blessing. So this is major exciting because I think, and also since I have both of you in here,
sure.
Leland and I have been chatting on the sidelines, and we're going to get together with Deborah. But Grammy, you too, I would like for you to consider being an administrator in our group. I know you've only been on 90 days. I was there with you at the beginning, but you know that in my heart is art, and I have it invested online in platforms, etc., having to do with artists. And I literally just don't have the energy and resources to go forth as a result of having to tackle the cancer. So, but this is amazing. Just amazing. Okay. This is a glorious day.
All right. Maybe Jason clarified something for me. Are all of you seeing Renee's question in the drop-in and not the talk box link that I'm seeing? Or what are you guys seeing right now?
I'm seeing the box.
But is it the talk box?
But is it
what are you saying?
Box link?
All right.
I see just their logo. And
okay, so there you go, Jason. We've got different people seeing different things in that drop-in. Some people are seeing the talk box link we dropped before, and others are seeing Renee's question. So, well, Jason says he sees Renee's question, which I tried to drop in there, but the link stayed, and I couldn't see. I can't see Renee's question. I can only see the talk box.
Yeah, I don't see Renee.
I could try. Should it just be me refreshing then, Jason, because I dropped the link? Yeah, Deborah doesn't see the question either, but Jason did when he came in, so maybe it requires a refresh. But I still can't close that window out, which is my real problem, Jason. I can't get back to the link box where I could drop a new link in there. And just to comment, Jason, I love the new pin it and open it feature for links off to the side. But what I do have a problem with is it used to be nice to be able to right click on a link and save it and go paste it in a text file somewhere, and now you can't do that anymore, which is kind of a downfall. So because when you go to wave over some comment in the past, it just gets those two big pin it and open it blocks there, which kind of interferes with the show, because then I have to open another tab and try to save it from the tab and bookmark it. and especially if you're running up through the feed and somebody says, hey, where's that link to your show again? I used to be able to just go up to the show link, copy it, paste it back into the chat, and people would be able to find it again. So it's a little hokey. It's not so bad, but yeah, we're holding. Still can't close that. You want me to refresh, Jason? Nope. He said hold on. Okay.
You know, Leland, why don't you refresh? You're the one who put it up there to begin with. Yeah. If you refresh, maybe it'll go away.
Yeah, and you have had hosting privileges. I don't see you as a host, Grammy, but I know you have it. So I'll be back in just a second.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
I've got a little late. There.
Okay. Yeah, now I see. Now I see Renee's question.
Okay, so I'm going to go out and come back in.
All right.
Did you get it?
I got it. Okay,
there
thanks,
you go.
Jason. That helps. I guess I could have figured that one out on my own, huh? I didn't realize.
No, your morning wouldn't be complete if you didn't see Jason, at least once a week. So
that's true. We're all good. We like to have Jason stop by every now and then. Thanks, Blabston. But yeah, if you can put in a note on that whole being unable to, I like it that when it's first dropped in there, but maybe after it scrolls up a certain number of lines, maybe they can get rid of that. I know it's probably difficult to do it that way, but I would like to be able to still right-click on the link and copy it and paste it somewhere.
And copy it.
Yeah, that would really help.
What he says.
All right, dude. Thanks a lot for your help. I do appreciate it. So the question Renee asked, obviously, that we had, I'm going to try and drop it in there and see if we can get rid of it again, was do you help people that have websites already? I answered that question earlier, and yes, I do try. I'm not your prime A grade coder that builds the top of the line websites. I'll admit that. I'm not the guy that you go to build a $10,000 website, but I can build a website that's worth $10,000. So we'll put it that way. All right. Barbara, did she just disappear? Did you just walk away, or did you get booted?
She was gonna do a screenshot, and then she disappeared.
That's what I thought. I think she got crashed out. So you're welcome to jump back in here, or anyone else that would like to, because I know we're getting up toward the noon hour, and people are going to have other blabs they're going to want to see. And I do.
I've got to blow out of here in about 2 minutes. I've got to help. Well, I don't help get her started. Renee gets her started, but she and I. We chat and talk and keep things moving on her show, and that's, she does it for me, I do it for her. We're kind of joined at the blab hip.
Absolutely. And I have to be careful because I was broadcasting, and like I said, for all of you who may have joined us late, you are being broadcast from Blab out to 6 other sites right now. You're on Ustream, Dailymotion, Restream, through Restream.io. You're being shipped out to YouTube Live. Blab is the interface that we're utilizing here as the main core. So unlike others that broadcast into Blab through the drop-in, I'm broadcasting out of Blab without the drop-in, so that I can have these features included in the recording. You'll see the chat on the side. You'll see the questions on the other side. So that the entire experience that takes place on Blab is being shared with the world, let's say. So that was my intention all along. Before I let you go, though, I do have a link for next week's show. If you have not seen the video that went viral last week, please go take a look. There's an artist in the Detroit. Whoops. I'm recording on my page. You're going to hear audio. Let me go close that out.
Oh, he's doing the magic finger thing.
All right, do this for me, Grammy. Head over to, well, you probably can't do that, can you? Let me find the tab.
Where?
See, this is where it stinks. Jason, if you're still here, he probably left, didn't he? No, he's still here. Jason, tell them to turn the audio off on the profile tabs, for gosh sake. When you open your own profile, the audio screws everything up. I want to be able to open my profile when I'm here on a blab and not have the double echo feeding off of the same feed. So I'm going to try to do this quickly the other way. I may have a link. I have a link somewhere else, so let me go get it on Twitter. Oh, boy. On my profile, I can do that where? Because it keeps changing, it seems like, everywhere I go. Mm-hmm. I've turned off autoplay I don't know how many times now, and I keep having to turn it back off again. So I'm just going to go get the link. All right, Thanks, Grammy. I appreciate all your help today. You were a wonderful host and co-host. So we'll see you next time. Come by next week. All right, she had things to do. Let me get this before you all leave, because we are having a big show next week. Detroit rocker Jamie Orr is going to be on our show. She just had a viral video go out recently, and here is the link. I got to go over and get to it. She has a cute little video on YouTube. If you look her up, her name's spelled a little bit differently. It's Jayme, and her last name is Orr, O-R-R, or at Jamie Oreo on Twitter. So if you want to come by next week, we're going to have her on the show. Her video went viral on YouTube and Rumble, where she's playing a recording of herself on her cell phone as she hears herself for the first time on WDET radio here in Detroit 101.9. And it's a very cute video. It's kind of ecstatic. You go through the emotional roller coaster ride with her of the first time. 12 noon Eastern, Tommy. So here's the link to that show. I apologize for the delay on getting that to you. I know it's close to that 12 o'clock hour and you guys have other places to be. So go on over and subscribe to that show before you leave, and stop by next week. Again, next week's show will be at noon rather than 11 Eastern time. And I may change the format up a little bit from noon. It'll probably be noon from then going on, and if not noon, I may shift into the evening hours towards 7 p.m. I'm just playing around with some time zones to see how things go. But if you do want to get in touch with me, reach out at any time to find me at lelandbest.com, and you can make an appointment through my subscription pay or my scheduling page there. Pick 3 that you choose are the best times for you. I'll fit you into my schedule. You can get a free 15-minute call, and we can discuss whatever it is you want to talk about and see how I can help you build your business out here online in the free streaming world. So until next time, this is Leland Best of The Nothing Show, and we are going to cut out with a quick power down. This is something that I usually do on my post-production, but I'm just going to copy it in here on the link, and you can take it from there. We are out of here. See you, everybody. All right, I'm here. I just wanted to, whoops, I didn't want to close that. I wasn't meaning to boot everybody out if I did. Well, maybe I did. Closed them down. All right, well, whatever. Now we learn from our experiences how it goes from there, and we're good to go. Twilight Zone, right? I know. That was my fault, Tommy. And again, it's all a growing experience, which is all good. So I'm going to stop the recording here at home and